Township residents are paying for her fund.
Debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany
Henyard. Tiffany, the so-called super mayor of Dalton, Illinois, is back in the news, and this time it's larger than ever. According to rumors, she was just discovered attempting to bribe a federal investigator. Yes, you read correctly. The FBI is after her, and things have taken a severe turn for the worse. A troubled municipal, imagine being in such serious trouble that you believe paying a federal agent is your last option. That's precisely where Henyard is right now, and her problems are just getting worse. Her career has been filled with incredible experiences throughout the years, but this most recent scandal might potentially. The image that ultimately knocks her down in this, she is being investigated not just for embezzling taxpayer money, hosting lavish parties, and engaging in shady business dealings, but she has also allegedly been caught red-handed bribing federal agents. Every new revelation makes it clear that Henyard is under investigation. The empire is collapsing around her. Is there a motion to end it? Stay tuned, because Henyard's fall from grace is far from over. Keith Freeman, that's just one of the many questions circulating in the middle of this growing crisis.
Fortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have just some kind of...
It seems almost unbelievable, but according to sources, the FBI is currently looking into all of Tiffany Henyard's transactions from the previous year to see if she has been accepting kickbacks or has just been keeping taxpayer money for herself. The list of charges keeps getting longer. While rumors of Henyard circulate, Henyard has been living large thanks to her reckless spending habits and the way she has been consuming public funds like there is no tomorrow. She has spent tens of thousands of dollars on private concerts with R&B artists, lavished on extravagant meals and first-class travel, and even rented bounce houses for poorly attended town events. Even though her town has a multi-million-dollar deficit, the mayor's extravagant lifestyle, which was paid for with taxpayer dollars, has now caught up with her, and the implications could be dire as the FBI looks into Henyard's behavior.
A one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is...
Can you believe that Tiffany Henyard, who is drowning in debt, was willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a few hours of entertainment? To make matters worse, she is also accused of using the town's credit cards like her own piggy bank, allegedly spending almost $40,000 in a single day on Amazon. That's right, people, $40,000 on a shopping spree. Binge. But it's clear that other factors are also contributing to Tiffany Henyard's trouble. Her issues go far deeper. The town's finances are so bad that former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in to look into the disarray. Lightfoot's first shocking discoveries showed that Dalton's general budget, which had formerly been strong, had fallen to around $4 million deficit under Henyard's leadership. And if that weren't enough, the FBI is allegedly looking into a number of dubious financial practices, including potential kickbacks, and claims that Henyard has been using public funds to boost her reputation through eye-catching advertisements and billboards featuring her face.
Guys, it's the super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's...
Her infamous $85,000 party dub that gave Thuron Township its taste has to be among the most ludicrous instances of Henyard's actions. Although this event was expected to be a huge success, it was a complete failure by all accounts.
Everybody, is there a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for church. That's what.
She paid well-known artists $30,000 for a 30-minute performance by Keith Wyatt and another $20,000 for a brief set by Jay Holiday. Not to mention the $6,600 she spent on homes that were hardly used. Even her own social media posts boasting that she was a super mayor show, which was a little-attended event. One resident even called it a waste of taxpayer money, while another said it was just a Henyard. Henyard reported that she attempted to offer money to a federal agent involved in the investigation into her financial dealings. Can you imagine that this would work well? Henyard did, and now she's facing a world of legal trouble because of it. This isn't just a slap on the face. attempting to play the hero for a town that can't afford her antics. Wrist-riding a federal agent is a serious offense. If convicted, she could be looking at years behind bars. Experts say that based on similar cases, she could face anywhere from 5 to 10 years in prison for the bribery alone, and that's not even counting potential charges for financial mismanagement, corruption, and fraud. There have been plenty of high-profile cases where public officials face similar fates, and it doesn't look good for Henyard.
Not employed by us. So you have got just this giant.
Furthermore, this bribing, the continuous investigations of her administration have been heightened by scandal. The FBI and other authorities are delving deeply into her finances in an effort to unravel the mess and the Dalton beneath her. Rue, let's be clear, this isn't just about excessive spending. There are claims of outright theft, misappropriation of public monies, and high-level corruption. Henyard has also been accused of abusing her position to enrich herself and her family. Close friends, such as directing funds into her own nonprofit organization, which surprisingly appears to be more concerned with enhancing her reputation than with genuinely assisting others.
Fired her chief of police late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a lawsuit against the village.
Wait until you learn about her personal security detail if you thought that was awful. Even though Henyard insisted on a police detail that resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in overtime pay, one officer earning over $100,000, Dalton is a small town. Henyard was using government funds to hire a personal entourage to accompany her about, including the town's former police chief, who has since left the position, even though overtime alone exceeded their base pay. The worst part is that the town is so impoverished that it can hardly afford basic services. She was going out of town, of course, on more opulent trips that were all funded by the residents of Dalton, and it was alleged that the police department was overworked because officers were being pulled away from routine patrols to guard Henyard.
Address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys, telling you what's going on.
It's no surprise that the locals are incensed. They have been demonstrating, demanding answers, and calling for Henyard's resignation. According to one forward trustee, Henyard's home was destroyed after she spoke out against the mayor. This accusation only serves to increase the chaos surrounding the scandal-plagued administration, and Henyard is refusing to back down while the investigation is ongoing. She has even gone so far as to hold. When the trustees left board meetings to protest her spending and governance, can you imagine a mayor holding a one-person meeting to defend herself? That's what's happened in Nulan. What's even more perplexing is Henyard's seeming disregard for her constituents' outcry despite their protests, as she continues to act as though she's untouchable. According to sources near Town Hall, she's been overheard boasting about how she'll outlast the haters, as though this whole situation is just a benefit to her. It's almost as if she thinks the rules don't apply to her, which makes sense given that she has been breaking the law for years. However, with federal investigators looming over her, that arrogance could be her downfall. Her spending isn't the only thing that has people worry, and the Henyard leadership style has reportedly created a toxic environment within the local community. Government reports have surfaced of key staff members leaving their positions due to the hostile work environment she allegedly fosters. Some even say Henyard retaliates against anyone who questions her, making life unbearable for those who dare to speak up. It's no wonder the town is in shambles. Not only are the finances a mess, but the entire infrastructure of local government is crumbling from the inside out.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is it?
As everything progresses, there is increasing conjecture about what might happen next. Will the investigations result in more serious charges, or could Henyard ultimately be removed from office? Legal experts warn that if she is found guilty of the bribery charge, it may lead to more accusations of corruption, fraud, and misappropriation of public funds. If that occurs, she may face decades in prison, jail, It's a stunning fall from grace for someone who once positioned herself as the people's mayor and savior of Dalton, promising to make things better. Instead, her tenure in office has been marred by scandal after scandal, and it appears as though the walls are finally closing in. Of course, Henyard still has supporters who insist that this is all a political witch hunt, with some arguing that she is being unfairly singled out because she is a strong woman of color in a leadership role. But even among her supporters, there are rumors that she may be trying to bribe a federal agent. These are difficult questions, and as more information becomes available, it will be harder for anyone to defend her actions.
Appointment, that's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next.
The most astounding thing about this whole story is how Henyard keeps acting as if nothing is wrong, despite the FBI searching through her files and the media covering every new development. She posts videos of herself dancing, smiling, and referring to herself as the super. The mayor, she seems to be living in a bubble that is ready to break and will be explosive when it does. It's not just about the money, the parties, or the bribes. It's about the betrayal that the people of Dalton place their trust in. Henyard to address their town's issues and improve things, but instead they have a mayor who appears more concerned with enjoying life and safeguarding her personal interests than carrying out her elected duties. Now that the federal government is closing in, it appears she will have to pay the price. But so what? Do you think Tiffany Henyard will be able to get out of this mess? Or is this the end of the line for Dalton's so-called super mayor? Could she actually be imprisoned for attempting to bribe a federal agent? What does this mean for the residents of Dalton who are still waiting for someone to take charge and tidy up the mess she left behind? Share your ideas in the comments section. And, as usual, keep checking back. The story is far from over.